Celebrating priceless moments, MasterCard makes it so much more special. If you're going out with family, friends, always have MasterCard with you, making every moment so much more special. Thank you for joining us on Date with DANU. Welcome to Date with DANU right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. Today we're speaking about politics and beyond politics. Let's get on with the show.
Hi, I'm Ravi.
Hi, my name is Onella.
Hi, my name is Shenella.
Hi, I'm Minella, and we are here to go on a family date with
DANU.
It's my first time meeting DANU and I'm quite excited to meet him. I've heard a lot about him, so I'm very glad for this opportunity.
I've been fortunate to meet DANU before. I'm looking forward to facing the interview with him. I hope he doesn't throw any hard questions towards us, and looking forward to have a good time with him on the show.
Yes, I think DANU is a person who is with the people and is, I must say, admired by many, the way he asks questions and he puts into a proper gear. My impression of him is that he's a people's friendly man, and I think it is necessary to have this type of interaction so the rest of the people will get to know who we are and who DANU is.
I just can't wait to see what he wears today.
And welcome to the show. I'm joined by a very familiar face, Ravi, and at the same time, not the usual. We are in the presence of his three lovely daughters. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, DANU.
We wanted to add the glam factor to the show, so we got all three of them to come. It's the first time that all of you are coming together.
First time.
Who convinced y'all?
My older sister. She didn't convince us, she forced us.
Right, got it. Is she the bossy one out
No,
of this?
definitely me.
She's the bossy one.
I like how you
Definitely
take.
I'm the youngest, but I'm the leader in the family.
I like the fact that you take up responsibility over
Thank
that.
you. Someone has to.
I know, I understand.
I let it happen.
Do you have the middle child syndrome?
Not really, no.
Do you feel like you get knocked from both sides?
Not really, actually.
Okay then. So all of you are very happy.
Of course.
I'm good. How is it to be a father of three?
You could see the answers that you got.
Was the third attempt to see if it's a boy?
He did not want boys, actually.
Oh, really?
No,
Mom?
only girls.
She also wanted only girls. Oh, so then,
So three of them plus the big boss
Yeah.
makes my life, you know what it
I
is.
know. It's more of a yes. That's it. Anything beyond that is just not acceptable answers. Yeah, I understand. So to start things off, in terms of being the daughter of a significantly known person, you all have always grown up with people having their opinions about your dad. But was it easy making friends and being cool in school and things like that?
My sister can take that first.
Honestly, initially it was very hard because, you have a.
Did you all know why
prominent
you all were getting
person.
attention at school? You're like why?
Not particularly. I mean, one thing our parents always inculcated into us was, one, do the right thing, but also don't have a big head about anything. So we were always very grounded. That was one of the main things that I think my mother and my father both put into myself and then followed into my sisters as well. Do the hard work, get up there on your own, and there you go. It's what it is. But they never really made us feel like, oh, it's. They never put a glam factor to all of that. It was always hard work. I literally had to wait till I was about 15, 16 to get really good grades in order for me to get a tiny
Mobile phone?
Motorola phone back in the day, and that was I had to bring home the good grades and all. And I think now, looking back at it, I really appreciate it because I understand the value of everything. And I'm happy to say that I work hard for what I get. And
How was it for the third one? Did you get your phone faster?
No, definitely
Yeah.
not. No,
See?
I was 13, 2 years younger than
exactly,
you.
I had to wait till I was like 15.
15. You?
Times have changed.
I was also 13.
Come on, times have changed, so it's fine.
Clearly, I broke the barriers.
I
for
know,
them.
I can say landlines still work. Nobody may use it, but yet it works. So, how is life at home like? When you get home after a long day's work, who do you have to put up with first?
Well, you may boss the rest of the world, but when you come home, you're being bossed.
That is true.
So I think that's a good way of getting things done.
Getting a reality
Yes,
check as you walk in.
reality check.
So how is a typical day for you?
Well, we get up in the morning and get ourselves after breakfast. They move in each different direction.
What is the meal you all have together? Breakfast or dinner?
No,
Majority,
we try to do
yeah,
all three together.
Like
Oh,
majority,
wow.
it's like dinner.
But for sure. So that has been, and then at least a Saturday, Sunday we go out, because I think positions are temporary. But having, as my daughters answered, realistically living is the way that you have got to do, because other one is only a theoretical exercise. But the reality in life is the natural way you live. And I must say I'm proud of the three of them, because they were never given unwanted drama. They themselves fought to that point.
Daughters and fathers have a very close relationship. Does the mother feel left out?
She doesn't.
No.
I think she likes it.
I mean,
Just
honestly, I
release.
think amongst all of us, she becomes priority. Whatever said and done, like her word is like the law.
It's like mom, dad. It's not dad and mom.
Yeah. Learned it the wrong way. Yeah. So, what are the age gaps between y'all?
So we have a 6 age gap.
And we have an 8-year age gap.
What?
We have a 2.
We have a 2.
Oh, y'all have a 2.
Yeah.
6 years. That's like my sister and me. Well, we were 6.5. What happened?
She was too much of a menace.
I can understand. Yeah.
We had
Were
to
you
get-
were you
we
in
had to get
office at
that
that time?
experience going off, so it took a little time.
Yeah. Were you in office during the first 5 years? You're like, oh gosh, I don't have time for anything more. It could happen, yeah. So I always get confused with the three of them. I don't know, for some odd reason, when they are apart, they look alike. When they are together, they look different. It's just a very confusing situation. I remember seeing you at a service at Milagiriya, and I told her that. She was like, that's not me.
Definitely me.
Yeah. We were with the Pete Wright chorale, the choir. So you were the focus point of the mass.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, you were not supposed to know it. Others focused on you, and so I also innocently focused on you, as you could see. All right. We have a segment made possible by our friends at MasterCard, and it's all about priceless moments. Let's speak about it. Celebrating priceless moments, MasterCard makes it so much more special. If you're going out with family, friends, always have MasterCard with you, making every moment so much more special. Thank you for joining us on Date with DANU. Now, I'm going to speak about priceless moments with our guest today on the show. I really have to ask you, priceless moments are things that we treasure. If, I'll ask the daughters this. Tell me, what is more priceless to you? Having dad and mom both together giving you all advice, or having them individually in separate rooms giving you all advice?
Definitely both
Individually in
together.
separate
No,
rooms.
it's both together.
I knew.
Then one can't go behind the other and say, oh, I said this. So, it's good to have
One is
both.
very matter of fact, no?
Thank you.
I don't think people can mess with you, my darling.
can't.
No, not even the parents who created you. So I think you are permanently on a priceless situation. For you?
I prefer both of them together, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
individual for sure.
Sure. Makes so much more
Now
sense.
you know why there's a 6-year age gap.
That is true. That is true. That is true. They were like, let's get it right the next time. So we can. I feel like you talk the least.
No, she actually talks the most.
At home, I talk the most, apparently.
She talks so much and we don't talk back sometimes.
I talk the least, actually.
Yeah,
What
I
happened
think
here? The situation is not right. Tell me, what is your priceless moment? Spending time with your wife or spending time with your daughters?
Well, I must say, I like to spend
Be
wife
careful.
and the 3 daughters together. Well, that's quality time. And then I get bullied only once then with all 4. Other it's a continuous harassment.
So here you get you rather choose the daughters than the wife, right? That's your priceless moment.
You're trying to get the answer out of me.
I just want to clear the
I
air.
might
there.
succeed in the interview with you, but when I go home, I have to answer different. No,
Right.
I chase. I guess
Yeah, the
it's a
daughters,
family
yeah.
bond that is there, which the daughters and the wife.
I'm just telling her here quietly, please note. All right, those are the priceless moments. But tell me, like on a free day, when you all sit down to talk about things, like what do you all talk about?
we usually talk about music, actually. My dad loves music. He
Right.
loves old Sinhala songs.
Uh,
Yeah.
I would like ask him what he likes to eat and try to make him special dishes for him.
oh,
She's a really
Yeah.
good cook, by the way.
right, okay.
I'm okay.
Modest, aren't we? But is there something that your dad can't eat?
Yeah, there are a lot of things. Doesn't stop him though.
Yeah.
You can see that.
Nice to be a bit big. You can be spotted easily. That's a tough choice to be. Now tell me, this life of politics. If you have to retake this whole thing again, would you do it again?
Well, I would love to take a challenge in redoing it in a different way, because I think when you are adventurous to try to go and achieve certain things, you automatically get a lot of jealousy. And that's the one I would like to redefine or recraft. But I still like to go through and able to put back to society something which we got from it.
But when you were growing up and when you were, figuring things out, when you wanted to do a straightforward job 9 to 5, just, be someone who is a part of the general public who will not get too much of public eye on him, to then being thrown into, I think in our country, politicians are somehow seen in a more celebrity, or like, oh, then we need to gossip about them, we need to come to know more than what we should know about them. Whereas in other countries, well, not India, but in other countries, they consider politicians as people who serve the country, and they don't actually go behind the stars per se. But here, when you are under such scrutiny by people, by opinions, by members of the party, have you ever thought, I don't need this amount of stress. I've studied enough, I can easily just run my own business and get away from all of this?
Oh yes, at many times. Because the opportunity cost is so high, sometimes it's not worth the price you pay for.
But what keeps you ticking in it?
What keeps me ticking is the challenge that they basically give. And here, can-do mentality is basically tried to be suppressed by can't-do guys who try to camouflage, and that's a majority. And I like to see accomplished a task, and that's what keeps me going.
Actually, I think that's one thing that we've all taken from him. We all kind of like a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, however big the headache is. It is actually. We're getting into a break. We'll come back with more. Do stick around. This is a dating club. You can never have too many shoes. Well, if you want to purchase the best, and knowing that it's done here in Sri Lanka, understanding the weather, the temperature that we all have, Tony Pillai has really caught the market. With over 300 designs at any given time, you can now enjoy a shopping experience that will last a lifetime. I'm telling you, they have so many trendy shoes for you to purchase, including my shoes today to match my suit. You can get any color, any shape you like. Visit them today or check out their social handles for more details. Being big is something that has really made you feel small about yourself. Well, I was going through a complete cerebral mindset with no shirts that I could buy. I was emotionally drained until I walked into Shirtworks and I discovered the fact that they will make a shirt that really fits me with no questions asked. They tailor-make it for you with all the detailings that you like, and at the same time you can choose the fabric from Heelys array range of fabric. It's all breathable, it's easy on us, especially with the weather that we face most of the time. So visit them today and get a customized shirt done, all at Shirtworks. One of the few members of parliament we see in a suit. It's kind of nice to have like a smart look when you walk in. You can now do the same, feel special with a suit that really fits you. You can now get it done at Tux Salon. Now that you're getting married no soon, I'll help you out with that. Tux Salon has such a range for you to choose from. Fabric, cuts, designs, they really make you feel loved with personalized service guaranteed. You can now visit Tux Salon at Club 7, if not at 1 Golf Ace Level 3. Thank you to our friends at Petals by Hassa. You can now enjoy a fabulous range of flowers and bouquets that you would like to give to someone very special. They also have this mixed bouquets which are really popular because he's known for doing it. And if you do want to get it delivered to someone special, you can do it online. If not, you could always go experience how it's done. Within 15 minutes you'll have it in your hand, and look at this, it's gorgeous. We got it done specially because we have 3 beautiful ladies here. We're giving one so they can share. So at the same time, I just wanted to get this address right because my reading is not the greatest. Penetrative Garden, right? Yes. You can always call them on 077 950 4004 for more details. Thank you so very much to Petals by Hassa for joining us on the Welcome back to the show. We're speaking to dad, 3 daughters. The combination is here. Now, I have to ask, are you all active on social media?
Not really.
Not really.
Not as much.
Not so much, no.
Is it hard to be?
Not really. I don't mind. I just, I have an account which I just check everything else, but I don't really post anything.
You're the stalker kind, aren't you?
Not the stalker kind.
Who maintains dad's account?
Okay.
If you have to advise one of them to enter politics, out of the 3, who would you?
Nobody.
Who
It's
do you
a taboo.
feel-
I mean, while they might personally like, I
Yeah.
was being repeatedly told, don't say no.
Uh.
But that's a choice of theirs. But if, as a dad, I would tell,
Not
this
to.
is a wretched world which is not timely for girls like them to come forward.
But if one of them had to go into it, who would you prefer going into it?
Now you get the extracting answer out of me.
Yeah.
Definitely Aki.
I think she's the one who has the natural.
I also see it in her.
Definitely.
I think
really
she has gone
squeezing
through
that.
a little bit of turbulent times, and she felt
Yeah.
the unfair situation.
And she sort of
wants to get.
stood through it, and
Yes.
yeah, you were strong
So-
enough to handle it.
So as a result, I think that is what. But this is not at this time is the right for them.
Do you think women in politics, do you think Sri Lanka will ever come to a point where equal opportunity is the same ground to stand on, parliament being respectable to these women who are indoors without being personal the way they attack them? Do you think there'll ever be a timeline like that in Sri Lanka?
Well, if the caliber of people that get elected can be changed, like on a first past the post, that is per electorate instead of a district that you run about, certainly a sea change will take place. And not that it's too far away. it needs to happen. But when that will be is still to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
But then again, Sri Lanka is one of the first countries to produce the first ever
Yeah, that's it. We
women
failed
prime
after
minister,
that.
right?
That's it. We just did that.
No, we had a prime minister, then we had a first president.
Correct. And that's it.
But I also feel I'm a great believer of equal opportunity for whether it be men and women, all of that stuff. But I feel that you should be you should be qualified for it, and you should be able to take up the fight for it. Whether you are a man or a woman, it doesn't really make a difference.
But
That's
it
just how
does
I
take a
see it.
lot when you are a woman in parliament, when an opposition member is supposed to give you a speech about a situation but not about a personal thing. It becomes too personal when it's a woman, and we have seen it, and we have like whoever the party is. So I think you can handle it. I think you might just slap them and just move on. Like, just simple as that. Now, if you have to advise your dad, would you ask him to stay with the UMP?
Me?
All three of you.
We've had this discussion before and we said to stick with the
Yeah.
UMP.
I think you should stay
I
with
think
you.
he's one person he's not there for power. He's one MP, I think, who swapped from a reigning party to the opposition. I think that's probably never happened in the history of parliament ever. But what I say is do what your heart feels and what's right, because I feel like he's got a good political acumen over the years. He's kind of understood things, and we stand by him for whatever that there is, and I'm sure that he'll make the right choices. That's good for the country in the longer term.
So do you all speak about these at home, like openly discuss about these?
We do.
Wow, it's like me having a discussion with my sister about like what happened yesterday at work. Like this is work, right? And these are like groundbreaking things. It's like a over the dinner table conversation. But like I'm sure a lot of people might be telling opinions about your dad to you all, and especially during times when headlines are about him. How do you all personally handle it? Something I wanted to
I
always know.
feel like at the start it did affect us quite a bit, but then you just get used to it, you know? So you just have to get over it, and I think now we're all much stronger, and
Do you
we
all
just
try
don't
to
care.
defend or like say no, just hear me out?
We know what's right, so even if we say like it's
It
right
doesn't-
or wrong, we don't care because we know what's right.
Have you all lost relationships with friends, with
I don't think
associates?
so.
Fortunately, no.
To be
No.
very
All
honest,
our
I think
friends
from
are-
school time itself, we've been quite blessed with a rather good set of people around. I mean, not to say that they might not talk
Behind
about
your
things we had, but majority of our close friends, who we actually call close, they've been there with us.
And I think
through
majority
very
of our
tough
friends,
times. And,
We've known them since we were young, so they didn't really care about our background or anything. It was just pure friendship. So that was a nice part of it growing up.
you know, I always wonder, in terms of what this country is facing right now, we are all like in the dark about what is to happen. Is there election? Is there not? At a crucial time like this, where you see our country positioned right now, do you feel we are on the right path, especially with the fundings that we're getting from other countries? If there's ever going to be a change of leadership, do you think it's going to affect us in a good or a bad way?
Well, Danu, to be very frank, at this moment stability is required. There is no room for experiment. A learning curve is not necessary because the country has gone through that process. Really, the people are the ones who are taking the challenge on, it's not the government. Government just carries out and dishes out on the people which sometimes what they don't deserve to get. They are going through a tough time, but I think we are going the hard course in the right manner. So my personal perception is that this time you need experience, a person who can put the Sri Lanka into the world and get that experience coming on to the people as soon as possible. So I guess a change would be devastating, and stability is of essential importance at this moment.
But if we do open for elections, and presidential election has to happen before the end of this year, I think by October
That's
we
correct.
need to have a new president.
Mid-October, that's correct.
Yeah. 14th, if I'm correct.
17th.
17th.
Yes.
So for us to have this new president, let's say if things go south or west and we have a new face taking over, what would be our immediate change in our economy?
Well, I would shudder to think because the people that are giving ideas don't depict as to what that would be. I mean, it's easy to say there is change, but the change needs to be believed. And I don't see that happening from any of the people who are giving any alternates that are there. I mean, it's easy to say, I'll do this without knowing what is the funding for that. And that's how, I mean, 5 years ago, we had that experience. You had a change, and it was change, and you know what we went through. So there's no room for any further things to go on like that. And that's why I say, I don't see anybody giving that display of maturity or ability with compassion.
Yeah, last change, there was a 100-day government, out of which we followed the website for 100 days. After the 20th day, the website also didn't work. So that was 100 days then. Let's get into a segment that I simply love, and it's called Hot Seat. Questions that I should never ask, I ask. Then I find my way stuck in a hole. Welcome back to the show. We are speaking to... See, I want to know about the creativity behind the name. So you had the first one and you named it Onella. Then after that, there was Shenella and Minella.
That
If you
was
have had
all him.
That was all you.
That was all my dad.
If it was another one, what would have you called her?
So our dog's name is Vanilla.
And my wife is Mela.
Nella. Thank God there's no Pamela. Actually, if you get another dog, even the dog is a girl.
Girl, yeah.
I'm really sorry, Ravi. You have been cursed in some past life to be dominated by all.
How is that a curse?
Listen, it's not easy to handle, y'all. Okay, it takes a lot. Hello, I get ruled by my sister, and here we have this one female who rules all of us. So it's actually a hard task to handle, y'all. I can see the YouTube comments coming. All right, here we go. These are the questions. One set is only for dad, bit heavy. You all get a bit light. I'll start with light and come to heavy, heavy to light.
Heavy to light.
Heavy to light. Okay. Dad, in your opinion, if not for Ranil, who will make a better executive president?
To be frank, it's not a biased opinion. I don't see anybody there that can basically substitute in the names that have come forward.
What are your thoughts on the ones that left the UMP to join SJB and are now coming back to the UMP?
Well, I warmly welcome them back because nobody's told them to go. They realized the journey was time which was wasted, and I guess they're coming back to their natural home. And I'm sure this will help the nation to heal itself and get things back into proper order. We went through a learning exercise at that time. There were some deficiencies in our party, but I don't think we need to have paid that price to come to that point. But we are refocused, re-energized, with more youthful and more experienced people, and I hope we have weeded out the unwanted in the party.
Very good, he so far. A young politician who you think has the potential to lead our island home one day. Your options are Kanchana, Harin, Jeevan, Manusha, Shanakyan, Namal.
Well, you put a hard choice onto me, but I would say you have selected the right names, and they need to...
I was confused about few people being young, but anyway, just
But I see that potential in all the names that you have mentioned. And being a politician and a diplomat, I would rather refrain from saying who it is, but you have collected the correct team. All of them need to have some correction somewhere. And I'm sure with time effluxion, they will get that particular one, and maturing with the experience, they will get to the right point.
Little clue?
Well, I'm sure you'll invite us in the next year to two, and at that time we'll be able to tell through this particular experience. But I'm sure because the reasons are they are completely different areas.
Yeah.
So that's why I say telling on one particular area, but it needs to have the experience to be proven. And that's the reason why I don't want to just say yes onto one and then, make an error.
DANU, he wasn't just our foreign minister for no reason. He knows his difference.
I know. Describe the following in one word. Geeta Kumar Singh. I like how all three of them are like.
Well, talent of the past.
In what?
Well, she was
Talented.
talented in acting. And now she's acting in a different field.
The president.
Visionary, conviction, and fearlessly getting the country moving to the correct level.
Vanidu Hasaranga.
Well, he has shown talent, but he must show a little more, I would say, experience in handling issues.
Mahinda Rajapaksa.
Daring politician, and he was a politician for a time that was there. And I guess these type of politicians are required for a certain aspect. For the war it was him, for the economy it is Ranil. That's the difference.
Basil Rajapaksa.
He is experienced, knowledgeable, and I guess sometimes gets a raw deal for being tough on certain issues.
He gave life to crows. All right, daughters, smile now a little bit.
This is the part I've been dreading.
One thing you love and one thing you tolerate about your father. By the way, it's a question for all three of you. I couldn't write individually. We would have been here the whole day.
His eating habits.
His perseverance is something I think we like about him very much.
Tolerate.
And he's a very family-oriented man, so I really appreciate that about him.
I hate his eating habits.
What did you say?
His eating habits.
So basically, he has a contract that he has signed at home, which he has to mark in a register every day in order for him to get one chocolate bar.
Ayo sin.
Now you see,
You have to be a good boy to earn that.
that is rationed at home, but not outside home.
Yes, that is true. Okay. Ideally, would you like your father to be remembered as a great father, great politician, great human being?
Great human.
Great human being, definitely.
According to you, who do you think is his favorite daughter?
3, 2, 1. Me.
Huh?
I think
At
it's
different
me.
times, he has different favorites.
I actually don't think he has a favorite. He always treats us equally.
I'm
Sounds
sure-
boring to say, but
But
it's.
one of y'all, I'm sure.
I
y'all
think
know.
it's me because I'm the last. They could have tried for another one, but they stopped at me.
There could have been a reason why they stopped after you. They're like, oh my gosh. Would you like to clarify this?
No, I would say no, it is equal treatment.
Yeah, that's what they say. They'll see you when the wealth
And,
comes your way.
they also respond the same way, I must say, because that's the only way to keep things going on.
Now, he's a very fair person. Like, whatever he does in like
Equally.
threes. So,
Otherwise, I don't think he can live the next day.
yeah, he's very this thing. Even if we go out, he'll make sure that either we each get whatever we like or we get the same thing.
Yeah, or nothing
amongst
for all three.
of
Yeah.
us.
Pretty much.
Good.
Yeah, or nothing.
One thing he loves to eat but should not eat.
Chocolates.
Ice cream.
Chocolates and ice cream.
Got it. Good choice. A fashion advice you would love to give your father immediately.
I think he actually dresses pretty well, so I think he's doing a good job.
Yeah, he does a good job
Yeah.
Now,
now. Yeah.
there was a sketchy time.
Yeah, I think when I was younger, he loved his like
Colors and
different colors and all, which kind of stood out a little bit
Right.
too much, maybe in the
Yeah.
in every interview or whatever that went. But I think over time he has learned
Yeah, I'm
to,
also quite happy, you know, just because the party is green, you know, we don't need to always have it. Green is a very jarring color to look at and embrace. Just saying. It can be a bit hard on the eyes. I must say, out of everyone who answered, he was the best. He was quick. You all were just like slippery slope. I'm going to give this to you. You give it to the wifey. No, you can use it as well, but give it to the wifey. Thank you to our friends at Crystal Luxury Wellness for joining us on the show. You can now enjoy an array of amazing services all under one roof. Now that there are 3 girls here, and if one of them are getting married, you can now enjoy their amazing package called the Crystal Bridal Package. Now they have everything under one, what can I say, one meeting with one of the doctors. They'll give you a solution for your skin, for great transformation, to look fabulous, maybe eat the right diet, and also enjoy some brilliant services when it comes to your IV drips, that is with elixir, your Ayurveda, and at the same time, there are amazing plans when it comes to rejuvenating skin and giving you that natural glow for you to walk down the aisle. All this and more when you do visit Crystal Luxury Wellness. We'll see you right after. You can never have too many shoes. Well, if you want to purchase the best, and knowing that it's done here in Sri Lanka, understanding the weather, the temperature that we all have, Tony Pillai has really caught the market. With over 300 designs at any given time, you can now enjoy a shopping experience that will last a lifetime. I'm telling you, they have so many trendy shoes for you to purchase, including my shoes today to match my suit. You can get any color, any shape you like. Visit them today or check out their social handles for more details. Being big is something that has really made you feel small about yourself. Well, I was going through a complete cerebral mindset with no shirts that I could buy. I was emotionally drained until I walked into Shirtworks, and I discovered the fact that they will make a shirt that really fits me with no questions asked. They tailor-make it for you with all the detailings that you like, and at the same time you can choose the fabric from EV's array range of fabric. It's all breathable, it's easy on us, especially with the weather that we face most of the time. So visit them today and get a customized shirt done, all at Shirtworks. One of the few members of parliament we see in a suit. It's kind of nice to have like a smart look when you walk in. You can now do the same, feel special with a suit that really fits you. You can now get it done at Tux Salon. Now that you're getting married no soon, I'll help you out with that. Tux Salon has such a range for you to choose from: fabric, cuts, designs. They really make you feel loved with personalized service guaranteed. You can now visit Tux Salon at Colombo 7, if not at 1 Golf Face Level 3. Thank you to our friends at Petals by Hassa. You can now enjoy a fabulous range of flowers and bouquets that you would like to give to someone very special. They also have this mixed bouquets, which are really popular because he's known for doing it. And if you do want to get it delivered to someone special, you can do it online. If not, you could always go experience how it's done. Within 15 minutes, you'll have it in your hand. And look at this, it's gorgeous. We got it done specially because, you know, we have 3 beautiful ladies here. We're giving one so they can share. So at the same time, I just wanted to get this address right because, you know, my reading is not the greatest. Penetrative Garden, right? Yes. You can always call them on 077 950 4004 for more details. Thank you so very much to Petals by Hassa for joining us on the
It's time.
Welcome back to the show. Before we got to know this person called RK, how was life for you when you were growing up?
What do you mean that?
Like, how was life when you were growing up?
Well, we had a tough time because I had my father when I was 11 years, I lost him. And it was a mother and my younger brother that we went through. So it was tough times. And that's why we had that inculcation, my mother, with what she put forward to us is what we are putting forward to our 3 children. And I guess we came up the normal way. We had things that were there, but it didn't come easy to us.
But because you do not come from a family that was involved in a political framework, what sort of interested you there?
Well,
Did your mom say don't?
no. She was also in the political system because she was working in Parliament as
Right.
executive housekeeper, and that's how Parliament came into our system.
Right.
And also, we were relatively well related to Mr. Atulat Mudali, and he was a politician that people were looking up to, knowledge and things. So I guess that's what crept us in. And economy under President Jaya Jayawardena was changing rapidly, and I was a student in the economic field and the accounting field, and I saw right directions and right steps taken, saw the country moving into a new direction. I thought that's the area that we need to basically get this country moving forward. Because the rest of the Asia was moving very fast, but we were laggards. But that decision to go forward was tall with certain non-decision making. And that's where I thought coming into the system can help to change.
Family politicians who kind of make it their, it's like, passing the torch. Is it something that, what is your opinion on that?
I would say they must put a stop to that, because sometimes they come through experience is no problem, but not through tears. Somebody gets shot and then that makes your entry into it. I think that type of politics must stop. This is unfortunately a trail that exists in the Asian politics, but the quicker you put a stop to it is good for the country.
Emotionally driven is something that we base, I think, සුදු හමටත් අපි vote දානවා.
ඒක ඇත්තයි. ඊට පව් ගෙවන්න ඊට පස්සේ.
Yes. Good looks also take you further. All of these have just been added benefits. There would have been days that your dad's life might have been under threat.
Many times.
Many times.
Like, how do you all deal with him stepping out and seeing people who are in his field being attacked or being caught to all of these issues? And how do you all balance that?
It's scary. I remember I was 15 years old and he had a threat of being shot at, and I remember telling him, please wear the
Life
vest
jacket.
and go, like, please wear it under. He's like, no. I'm like, no, wear it. It wasn't easy because obviously we were much younger, but I think it's getting better now in this country in a little way. But I hope he'll always be protected, because we only have him and my mom, so yeah.
See, the reason why I asked this question is, I said this in another interview, we see you as a member of parliament or as a minister, and we see your kids as, okay, it's the minister's kids. That's it. But in every household, there's a home, there are electricity bills, there are dogs that bark, there are days that you all cry, there are days that you all will sit and watch a movie. It's a home. And how is life inside whatever the framework is very different to what we will see from the outside. So, are you all religious?
Yes.
Church, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
every Sunday?
Every Sunday.
As a family together? Most of the time?
With Dada.
Singing in the choir and all?
I wish I can sing.
We're not
that
talented
terrible
like
voice.
Sister?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely, we do a lot of things together, and family values is something that they've definitely put into us. So, good above all.
I think she's the strict one.
Don't deny it.
Yeah. We have a segment and it's called Smack That. Thank you to our friends at Smack for joining us on the show. Can you believe it? Smack is something that has celebrated Sri Lankan origins always, in terms of the people who they source their natural products from, the people who they work with, the factories. All of these are helping and supporting livelihoods, and that's what's amazing about this brand. When we were growing up, looking at a chilled bottle of Smack mixed fruit drink made my day. Now I've just moved on to the Faluda flavors. But if you want to enjoy something truly Sri Lankan without the frizz, because that's they say it's not so good, and also considering the fact that they use real fruits and real milk, makes it so much more better. So if you're planning on choosing something that is Sri Lankan and at the same time that's good for your system, go with Smack. More details on Smack and how they enrich communities, you can read all about it on their website and come to know more details about it. Thank you so very much, Smack, for joining us on Date with DANU. All right, on a segment called Smack That, if you do have a naughty brain, you might fail. If you have a very innocent brain, you will pass. What do newly married couple get on their wedding day that's sometimes long and sometimes very hard?
You're asking me?
All of you.
Can you repeat that?
Okay. What do newly married couples get on their wedding day? Sometimes it's long, sometimes it's very hard.
Just give me a whale, no.
What?
Whale, but it's not hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's also hard.
Marriage certificate.
Yeah, you also have to play. You have just
But
stayed away.
but you answered that before, innocent and the nasty. So you fall into the latter category.
You all are thinking dirty, no?
No, I'm confused.
Okay, it's a last name.
A last name.
Doesn't matter what room we are in, you can always spread me. What am I?
What room?
I know.
Bed sheet.
Bed sheet. 2, nothing so far. It's butter.
I was going to say,
Why didn't you say it?
That's not
I
in
don't
every
know.
room.
Why would you go to
Danu.
every
That
room
should
and
only
any
be in the
room.
kitchen.
Any
Why would
room.
it be in every
You
other
can
room?
spread it in any room.
Why would
why
it be
would
in any
you?
other room?
And you can take.
no, but then you spill crumbs everywhere. Imagine.
When I'm wet, I'm soft and gentle. But when I'm dry, I'm hard and rough. What am I?
Towel?
Good. Sponge. But
I was gonna say
what does a woman have 2 of that a cow has 4 of?
others.
What did you say? What did you say?
You asked it, you got it.
When did women have others?
You said say the first thing that comes to your head.
Well, message came across.
Legs. Okay, legs. I don't know what type of women you have looked at or what type of cows you have been associating with. Anyway, the only person who has got something right was you. You win the bet. Anyway, you all are going to different houses. You all won't be able to get your hands on it. Let's get into a break. We'll see you right after this. You can never have too many shoes. Well, if you want to purchase the best, and knowing that it's done here in Sri Lanka, understanding the weather, the temperature that we all have, Tony Pillai has really caught the market. With over 300 designs at any given time, you can now enjoy a shopping experience that will last a lifetime. I'm telling you, they have so many trendy shoes for you to purchase, including my shoes today to match my suit. You can get any color, any shape you like. Visit them today or check out their social handles for more details. Being big is something that has really made you feel small about yourself. Well, I was going through a complete cerebral mindset with no shirts that I could buy. I was emotionally drained until I walked into Shirtworks and I discovered the fact that they will make a shirt that really fits me with no questions asked. They tailor-make it for you with all the detailings that you like, and at the same time you can choose the fabric from Kiwi's array range of fabric. It's all breathable, it's easy on us, especially with the weather that we face most of the time. So visit them today and get a customized shirt done, all at Shirtworks. One of the few members of parliament we see in a suit. It's kind of nice to have like a smart look when you walk in. You can now do the same, feel special with a suit that really fits you. You can now get it done at Tux Salon. Now that you're getting married no soon, I'll help you out with that. Tux Salon has such a range for you to choose from: fabric, cuts, designs. They really make you feel loved with personalized service guaranteed. You can now visit Tux Salon at Colombo 7, if not at 1 Golf Face Level 3. Thank you to our friends at Petals by Hassa. You can now enjoy a fabulous range of flowers and bouquets that you would like to give to someone very special. They also have this mixed bouquets which are really popular because he's known for doing it. And if you do want to get it delivered to someone special, you can do it online. If not, you could always go experience how it's done. Within 15 minutes you'll have it in your hand. And look at this, it's gorgeous. We got it done specially because we have 3 beautiful ladies here. We're giving one so they can share. So at the same time, I just wanted to get this address right because my reading is not the greatest. Penetrative Garden, right? Yes. You can always call them on 077 950 4004 for more details. Thank you so very much to Petals by Hassa for joining us on the
It's time.
Welcome back to the show, and we're speaking to the Karunanayake family. When you put it like that, it sounds like the One Trap family. The 3, you have stopped there, which is good. Now I want to discuss some very hard topics. Got ready, Now, we know that there was a rough few months and a few days of very severe headlines, bond scam, issues with apartments, all of these kind of things. Has anyone sat down and asked for your side of the story? Or have they all listened to stories that have been put out there?
Well, it was a story crafted by the media, and later when they realize what it is, then only they feel sympathetic to what has happened. That's the unfairness in this country. When you have tough matters being taken, opinions are formed. And when opinions are formed, and rectification is very slow. Even if they know it is wrong and it's righted, the right comes so slow that the wrong is remembered.
When you had to walk through those gates and meet the CID, for you, tell me, as young as you are, how was it for you to handle it?
I think I had been conditioned a little bit with my dad being in politics, I think, for the last 30 years. So I mean, it was tough, but then again, I had to get over it. I had to go do what I had to do and at least get our side of whatever is out in the proper legal framework. Because what happened to us was the media became the judge, jury and executioner. and there was no outlet for us to really put what was right and what was wrong. And I'm thankful that we've been going through the proceedings in a very legal manner. And I mean, now charges have been discharged. The media doesn't talk about that, but it was hard. But I guess me taking it up and going at that time, it was very good to see the charges being dismissed down the line, because what I had to go through back then was tough. But I mean, you battle on, you go on with it.
Was it hard for you to see her going for that hearing?
Oh yes, because a person who has nothing to do with it, being called and hauled upon, it was just only vindictiveness. And it was nothing, it was just targeting people that were there.
It was
And
just
it was all at
political torment towards
It
him.
was a
actually.
time when the then president was trying to target the present president, that's Ranil. And when they couldn't get to them, they got to the closest that is possible. And if you really look back, none of those things were within my purview of finance, even though I am finance minister. Those were in two different ministers' hands. And late only they realized this. So that's why I say sometimes it's so unfair where the limelight is spotted on a particular person when there is no apparent reason. And that is formed. And people talk, and especially social media goes down with it.
This element of fear, like I've always had, whether I'll ever be arrested one day. You know, it's something that I've always, like, you know, you have these fears in life. It has always been something I have been scared of, like wrongly framed or being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But that is just one thing for me to imagine it. But for you to have those cuffs on you at the time you did, as somebody, I don't think anybody gets ready for that kind of a moment. How did you handle it? How did the people around you support you? And what did you realize at that time?
Well, that is why you really feel at that time whether it was worth it for it to go through that type of thing. But then you come out of it, the experience you get out of it is, I guess, that you can't get even in university. And that's what really fashions you out, that the challenge needs to be taken to the next level. Because if you back out at that, then you give in to these ragamuffins that create this issue. But if you challenge them, then they know when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Do you feel we made the right decision in having Maithripala Sirisena as the president at the time when he was?
Well, for a change, yes, but subsequently knowing him, he was just not the man. He's not a normal man.
The discussions of having a president who embodied a vision of a majority of the parliament, was it something that he fulfilled, at least for the first?
Unfortunately, for the first 2-3 years, yes. But subsequently, I think power overrode him. That hit his head. Because he forgot who brought him into that. It was a collective obligation. And then he tried to make it that he was just a one Pied Piper that the rest had to follow.
You know, everyone speaks about politicians come in, they earn their money. It's a story that has always been around. But I understand if it is something that people do get favors, whatever, in the whole political arena. But as someone who has run your own business and you've had your own practice for a long time, and now you're running the business, have you all ever tried to clear, like, say, hey, listen, because in Sri Lanka we don't have this whole asset declaration when it comes to a member of parliament. Well, there is, but if you don't do it, you just have a very small fine of like 5,000 or something for the whole year. But this declaration of assets, don't you think those will sort out these misjudgments that people might have?
Danu, that is there. When I entered, I mean, I was a professional businessman coming into politics, unlike many who come in and then go into business.
Yeah.
Right? Asset declaration has been there from the first day I entered parliament on the 25th of August 1994. So it has been for 27 continuous years that you gave it. And the problem that exists is that the reality differs, because one anonymous clown can basically just torpedo your thing, because the guy who sends that anonymity can create problems but not get to the objective at the end of the day. I guess there has to be much stricter, better, and the informer also must be told. If you're right, well and good. If it's wrong, you go in there. Because that is a sense of cynicism that happens in Sri Lanka. You know, in Singalinki, you know, Balla Piduru Karnit Nae, Kanagonara Dennit Nae. You don't know how to run the country, but you're armchair critics. And that is quite a lot of those type of people are in the country.
Do you think this election, a new parliament coming in, do you think you will come into power? Are you going to work towards it?
Most certainly, I guess, being outside it and we see the vacuum that has been created, you need experience and can-do mentality. I think people have suddenly seen it through. It's not flamboyancy that gets you there. It is experience and knowledge that keeps you there. And I guess the country has paid too much. Now, in the last parliament, nobody saw that the country was heading into disaster until only it was President Wickremesinghe who came and who was able to spot that. 2 years went without anybody knowing it. So that's the level of sometimes theoretical politicians that come in. So the question should be asked, you know, who elected, why was it, why could they see through this? I mean, these are professional matters that come up after disaster. But that disaster could have been easily avoided. And that's where I feel, you know, winning the economic war is of paramount importance. And we are going through that hard phase at this moment. And I guess if we win that, we have won all wars. So previously it was a militaristic war. And even at that time I was saying, winning the military is important, military war, but winning the economic war is the final success.
That is true. And also I think as much as we would like to have educated people in the big house, I think it's also important that we are educated enough to put the right people in the big house. I think that's where I feel like as a country we have failed multiple times.
DANU, that was a very good point that you asked. You know, I, in my capacity as MP, I brought in that MPs must have a minimum qualification to move forward from MP to ministers. You know, while it was applauded and accepted, but it was never implemented because majority didn't want to see through.
Because I think the ones who need to implement it were not
No, I mean,
educated enough.
some experience helps, but you certainly must have a basic to come to that point. Now today many speak even without having the basics that are there.
True. All right, now it's time that we have done with the all heavy conversation. We're getting to a break. We'll see you right after this. Take care. You can never have too many shoes. Well, if you want to purchase the best and knowing that it's done here in Sri Lanka, understanding the weather, the temperature that we all have, Tony Pillai has really caught the market. With over 300 designs at any given time, you can now enjoy a shopping experience that will last a lifetime. I'm telling you, they have so many trendy shoes for you to purchase, including my shoes today to match my suit. You can get any color, any shape you like. Visit them today or check out their social handles for more details. Being big is something that has really made you feel small about yourself. Well, I was going through a complete cerebral mindset with no shirts that I could buy. I was emotionally drained until I walked into Shirtworks and I discovered the fact that they will make a shirt that really fits me with no questions asked. They tailor-make it for you with all the detailings that you like, and at the same time you can choose the fabric from Heelys array range of fabric. It's all breathable, it's easy on us, especially with the weather that we face most of the time. So visit them today and get a customized shirt done, all at Shirtworks. One of the few members of parliament we see in a suit. It's kind of nice to have like a smart look when you walk in. You can now do the same, feel special with a suit that really fits you. You can now get it done at Tux Salon. Now that you're getting married soon, I'll help you out with that. Tux Salon has such a range for you to choose from: fabric, cuts, designs, they really make you feel loved with personalized service guaranteed. You can now visit Tux Lawn at Colombo 7, if not at 1 Golf Level 3. Thank you to our friends at Petals by Hassa. You can now enjoy a fabulous range of flowers and bouquets that you would like to give to someone very special. They also have this mixed bouquets which are really popular because he's known for doing it. And if you do want to get it delivered to someone special, you can do it online. If not, you could always go experience how it's done. Within 15 minutes you'll have it in your hand, and look at this, it's gorgeous. We got it done specially because we have 3 beautiful ladies here. We're giving one so they can share. So at the same time, I just wanted to get this address right because my reading is not the greatest. Penetrative Garden, right? Yes. You can always call them on 077 950 4004 for more details. Thank you so very much to Petals by Hassa for joining us on the
It's time.
Welcome back to the show. Now this is one of those segments that I like because it's called Kinky. Did you all watch the show? Did you all educate yourself on this segment?
I watched the first part of it.
Yes,
not
I also
the-
watched the first
not
part
this
of
one.
everything.
Can you all start watching the show after this?
You watch it. Just this part was missed.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have come out to the show if they didn't see
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
You are the attraction, not anybody else.
I don't get such compliments. All right, here we go. Now this is called Kinky. Any one of y'all planning on tying the knot anytime soon?
I am.
What? When? How?
Next year.
My gosh.
She's engaged.
She's engaged.
What were you all doing?
Yeah, why is
Enjoying
that?
life.
This one is really Speedy Gonzale, no? Okay, I think you have more experience here. Here we go. What are your thoughts on PDA?
Hate it.
Hate it.
Yep.
Y'all?
Yeah, 0.
I don't really mind it. It depends.
I don't think she understands the question.
Oh my god. Public display of affection.
So if like holding hands and
That
hugging,
is just
that's okay.
basic, Kani.
So that's okay.
A little bit more.
No.
Do you screen their boyfriends?
No.
Do you all look out for somebody with his personality in a
Yeah,
man?
I wanted someone just like him, and I did find someone just like him.
Scoring 100 here. You all two, of course, just sit on the couch and wait. You all will just be sitting there. Okay. Okay. How did you first learn about sex?
School.
We learned about it for like science. I
Our
kid you
people,
not.
our teachers skipped the subject. Didn't they do that for you all?
No, there was a big issue also. Like parents came and complained.
Saying that they taught too much.
Yeah.
How was it for you all?
I think,
Same, right?
Same for
no, I think in our time it was
Skipped.
that. No, it was.
They taught?
Yeah. and that
Honey,
was-
because I
that's
studied in the Tamil
probably-
medium, it's happened for real. When it came to our time to learn about it, they didn't have somebody to translate. So they just skipped our batch. And we were just left in the clouds, and all the single boys were like, oh, don't even go there because they have been traumatized for life. So we never had anybody to teach us. So I'm still figuring it out.
because of the two mediums and the translation.
So they had the Sinhala version to it, not the Tamil version. So that was a bit of this thing. Now you tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how romantic is Ravi K? 10 being the highest.
No, let me jump in here. Very.
He
So
is
from
very
the day
romantic.
that he has met my mom, which was when they were 16,
Oh my gosh.
so he has given, so after they got married, he has given a bouquet of roses to her every birthday and every anniversary. And the birthdays, as the age goes up,
It gets more.
exactly. And
Oh, that's a big bouquet, huh?
yeah, and also one more thing. He's very like romantic in small ways. So their wedding band, I don't think anybody actually knows about this, except for probably the 5 of us. So they have never taken it out. Unfortunately, the one time that he had to take it out was when he actually went in.
Yeah.
And the moment he came out, he wanted her to put it back onto him.
Aww.
And we went to
So-
church, blessed it, and then put it back.
Oh, you're so cute.
So he's very romantic, and that's a side I think nobody sees,
Yeah.
because they see like big
Yeah, tall.
Hulk
Macho
and
man.
emotionless.
He's a real
but-
marshmallow.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, I think it's I always say, family bonds are very, very special, and if you have a big family, it's to be treasured for. I'm saying this because we have just 2 of us standing now. The rest are like not with us. So I always say it's very important to treasure family times, eat a meal together. When you don't have it is when you want it so much. Now that we know only the youngest out of this seems to be having a life. We will give this to you. Honey, go to town. You are engaged now. When you're getting married, you don't use it now. You wait. It's okay. You put the wedding ring and wait. That's it. Enjoy. We will come to you for any type of clarifications we have. Feisty one, no? This one is? All right. Well, we need to wrap things up. But before we go, I just wanted to say, on the show, we have had all types of people come. And what's amazing is the fact that I was able to have a conversation beyond what we know in terms of politics. There is a wonderful side in terms of the relationship, the banter that they have, how they, bully him to make sure the tie is straight. These are the cute things that we will never get a chance to experience. And I'm so happy that you all have it within your family. And having a family that's connected and loved is so rare and so special. And I wish that will continue for years, and you all will treasure those. And I think that's what stands. And I always say, girls are a blessing in a family. Because my mum had Akka first, and we come from a very Tamil family, and like, oh my God. But it's her who was able to withstand all what happened in our lives and, be the anchor. And I always say women are way stronger than men. So good on you.
I agree.
And thank you so very much for being on the show, girls. Loved it. And I hope you all loved it too. We didn't plan, but we all dressed alike. But thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for
Danu,
having
giving
us.
Thank
this
you for having us,
opportunity.
Danu.
I'm happy that you all enjoyed it. On that note, we need to wrap things up. Thank you so very much for tuning in to Date with Danu today. Until we see you again, keep smiling. That's all.